Hello everyone, welcome to Lectora Live Tutorials, your inside track into Lectora. I'm Rick Zanotti. Well, today we're going to talk a little bit about something that I find really nice and powerful in Lectora, and that is navigation. Now, you may think navigation, what's so hard about navigation? All tools have navigation. That's true, but not all tools do navigation as well as Lectora. Lectora uses the construct of chapters, sections, and pages. If you've ever read a book, you understand how Lectora is structured. Now, if you look at other tools like Articulate Storyline, they use scenes, which would be chapters, same exact thing as Lectora in essence. Captivate, another powerful or popular tool, uses really a standard straight timeline. It does have branching abilities and stuff, but in essence, you're always going through a straight timeline, jumping to places and then jumping back. There's a lot of preloading that happens when you do that. But Lectora has an interesting thing. In its construct of chapters, you can jump from one chapter to another very easily. When you jump from one chapter to another, you still wind up with your next and previous buttons, which can be inherited from your title area. Think of it as a master slide. And they work perfectly within whatever chapter you're in. So, for example, if I am on chapter 1 in a Lectora piece, and I go 5 pages, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that page has a button that says, go here. I click on it, and it takes me to chapter 3. Well, chapter 3 has 10 pages. I go right to page 10. And then when I say, let's go back to the calling chapter originally, which was chapter 1, I'm back to chapter 1, and I can hit forward or backward and only be in chapter 1. It knows exactly what chapter you're in, and that navigation is valid only for that chapter, unless you wanted to go somewhere else. Storyline has an issue. It's a nice tool. I like it a lot. We use it quite a bit. But it has one issue which I find difficult to work with. When you have scenes, which are a great idea, just like chapters, if you jump from one scene to another, let's say you jump from scene 1 to scene 3 again. Scene 3 has 5 pages. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You get to 5. Now you have to go back or do something, because once you get to the end of a scene, just like the end of a chapter, if you so wish, you're stuck. You can't go anywhere unless you jump back or navigate backwards. So you jump back to the scene 1 that called you. And then for some reason, you hit the back button. Now you're back at the last page of the scene where you were. So you jump back. Oh, no, I'm back to the thing. If I go backwards, I'm back. So you wind up in a recursive loop, because Storyline has the concept of last visited. When you hit the back button, it's not the back button in the timeline or in the scope of your chapter or scene. It is whatever you last visited. So you wind up going into a recursive loop pretty easily. That's a tough one, because the only way around that is to code every single back button with where you want it to go. That kind of defeats the purpose of having a back button without doing all that tedium. With Lectora, you don't have that issue. You can go forward or back. You're always in scope of whatever chapter you're in. And wherever you want, you could add code to make and code. When I say code, I'm not talking programming code. You can add an action, like a trigger, that allows you to say, if you're on page so-and-so, then do this. You can actually make it go other places depending on things you've entered, things you've input, places you are, timing, where you are in a course. You have total full control over where it's jumping to and from, and you never have to worry about going into a loop. It's literally impossible. You could program a loop, but why would you? So anyway, navigation, very, very clean. And the whole concept of chapters, it's exactly like scenes in Storyline. Storyline's popular. People like the idea of scenes. Chapters have been there forever. Chapters work really well. You can go from one chapter to another, from one chapter to a section, from one chapter to a section or page of another chapter. Very easy, very powerful, works really well. For Lectora Live, I'm Rick Zanotti, and we'll see you next time. Have a good one, everyone. Bye-bye.